So in 2021, he's in this country illegally. He's caught and released as opposed to being taken into custody, and proceedings began at that time. Let's fast forward to July of 2024. He's arrested in Galveston, Texas for DUI. Apparently, he doesn't show up for court. Now, I don't know whether or not Galveston reported him to ICE when they arrested him for being in the country illegally or not. I can tell you in 2024, we always reported people to ICE that we came into contact with. In fact, we did a daily report of everybody we arrested so that they could interconnect it with their database. So I'm going to presuppose that that happened in Galveston, Texas as well. But not only did they not hold him when he was arrested by the local authorities, he was released apparently on bond or promised to show up at court. Did he show up at court? No, he didn't show up at court. So Texas issued a warrant for his arrest. However, it is a no extradition warrant, which simply means if they get outside of the jurisdiction, whether that's the state or the county, then if you come in contact with this person, they will not take them into custody on those particular charges. So in 2024, he's arrested for DUI. He fails to show up. There's an outstanding warrant, and he disappears again. Now I want to bring you to Polk County, Florida. This morning, HSI detectives, investigators, special agents have a lead that he is at 1009 Buccaneer Drive in Lakeland. Now, I must tell you that Buccaneer Drive is a pretty rough area. So they send two agents by themselves to Buccaneer Drive because they have information that he's there, and now there's a warrant for deportation. So the agents set up, and sure enough, they see him get in a vehicle with two other people and leave. They follow him out to Reynolds Road, which is on the east side of Lakeland, and they perform a traffic stop. The truck pulls over. They determine Dennis is in the passenger side of the truck. The female ICE agent or HSI agent is on that side of the truck. So the male ICE agent walks around from the driver's side to the passenger side, where they immediately inform him that they're going to take him into custody. And he tries to run. When he tries to run, then the male agent grabs him and goes to the ground with him. And a scuffle ensues. I'm told that the fight lasted about 5 minutes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a 5-minute fight is a long time. During the fight, finally, the female ICE agent is able to spray with pepper spray, and Dennis turns loose of the ICE agent, who he has successfully gotten on top of and is holding down. Then Dennis Miranda jumps up and he runs into the woods. The HSI agents chase him into the woods until they lose sight of him and ultimately summon the sheriff's office. We sent a legion of people. We sent a helicopter. We send drones. We send K-9. We send supervisors. We send deputies. So we're creating a walled off area in efforts to take this guy into jail, who's now not only wanted on his deportation order, but now he's committed a battery on a federal agent. That is a third-degree felony, except he's illegal, which makes it a second-degree felony. It's serious.
watching right now, if you have been following us for the past few weeks, or even if you have been paying attention to what's going on in the United States, there has been a lot of enforcement of immigration policies. And this is one of the stories that I would say that it's both unexpected and expected. So the reason why it's unexpected is because if you don't have your documents, if you're illegal in the United States, you don't have any legal rights to stay here, or you don't have all the documents that you need to be able to remain, especially if you have a deportation order. I would expect you to have some sort of, common sense to completely not antagonize the law. Even when you are arrested, especially when you are getting arrested, you should not do anything for the ICE agents, all this kind of, that's what I would expect. But then again, like, given the history of where people might be coming from, and that's why I said, it might be expected. Maybe back in his own country, that's how they did things. We don't know. And also, there's been a lot of reports of criminal activity, especially with illegal immigrants. I'm not sure to what percentage that is affect the whole people who are here illegally, but that's why I say it's also expected, because you get all this news about people committing all different kinds of crime. But even that, I have never heard of any of them attacking ICE agents like this. So this is a first for me. So this is totally unexpected, but it's just really sad to have anyone who will be behaving in that kind of way. At least to me, I'm thinking, to what extent? Let's even assume you have maybe a wife or a girlfriend and you have a child. Now you're in jail. So what are you going to be able to do for your family? If you were still deported, you still have an opportunity to be able to apply at a future deal, or even just work from wherever you are, or even arrange like meetings with your family in the future. But now you're just going to be in jail. So for me, I don't know. It's a lot of careless, wrong choices that this person made, and it's really, really sad. At least one of the reasons why I want to talk about this is that if you are here illegally, if you're watching our videos, all of our videos that we're covering, that you will be able to make the right choice in these kinds of situations. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
I think, Wale, I just want to add to the fact that, we want to bring this kind of information to our audience, just so that, for one part, the craziness, but also just how things can get from bad to worse really quickly. And by, just seeing how his decisions have just made it worse. You get from previous cases, from DUI to removal to deportation to third degree to second degree, and so the infringement just got worse. And this is just wild,
Yeah.
And he's not just going to be deported, he's going to go to jail. Then after he served the jail term, then we'll be deported. And so there's just so many things to learn from this. Don't drink and drive. Those misdemeanors can just frustrate both undocumented, documented immigrants who are trying to formalize their paperwork. All of this can just mess things up. Even right now, the current administration is changing and making it difficult even for people who have legal standing to get their green card, to get their citizenship. How much more for undocumented or illegal aliens? So it's just not contributing to making your life difficult is what we are really talking about. In this case, just taking from that video and trying to learn from it and say, hey, don't get from bad to worse.
Yes.
If you want to drink alcohol, drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Don't put yourself in a situation where you get arrested and you have a record that can just mess things up for you long term. Please take whatever it is you can take from what we've talked about. Please like, subscribe to our channel, as we're going to bring you an interesting, exciting, and entertaining and crazy, immigrant story here in America.
Yeah, and lastly, this is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes. So we are not lawyers. We don't give any kind of advice that has to do with the law. So regardless, thank you. We'll see you in the next one.
You're right there.